Shout out to G-Man Boxing. Where's the piss bottle? It's over there.
I think this is like the 5th video I recorded today. You know, I'm like a fat guy binging in a buffet. Speaking of fat guys, Andy Ruiz recently uploaded a video, I should say. I think it was to his Instagram page, where he's taking a selfie. He's taking a selfie of himself with his shirt off. He has the phone way up like that. Okay, way up like that, and is looking slim, looking like he's lost a bit of weight, trying to show off some, recent weight loss. Now, Andy Ruiz, as we know, is training with Eddie Reynoso now. Eddie Reynoso, very good trainer, great stable of fighters. Oscar Valdez, I should say, not Oscar Rivas. Oscar Rivas, Ryan Garcia, and of course, Canelo Alvarez. So he is around some very good company in there. He is around world champions and potentially a future world champion in Ryan Garcia, but he is around so much good stuff. Eddie Reynoso is a very good trainer as well. I'm intrigued. I think Eddie Reynoso, fantastic trainer. Seeing him with a heavyweight like Andy Ruiz, I'm looking forward to it. Like, I like watching Andy Ruiz fight anyway, but I'm looking forward to this, seeing what he's like under Eddie Reynoso. Now, Andy Ruiz uploaded that image, all right, and I seen people on Twitter. Some people were putting a side by side of the image he uploaded today, February 2021, and the image of him December 2019 in the ring against AJ. All right, and obviously he looks leaner. Obviously, he would, given the angle of the camera, than he did in the AJ rematch, right? Now, I've seen some people say, oh, wow, look at this, being around Canelo, he's looking better, it's this, that, and the other. And you saw other people say, well, but hang on a minute. We've seen Andy Ruiz fought us before looking slim, and then he's not. I mean, screen, there we go. Look at that. Michael Hunter, when he was sparring Andy Ruiz looked a lot slimmer there. That was in the build-up to the AJ rematch. Right, that was the build-up to the AJ rematch. He was heavier than he was in the first fight. Right? So, we've seen Andy Ruiz do this before. In fact, over the last few years, we've seen it quite a bit. I suspect Andy Ruiz does have some insecurities there about his weight. Because we've seen him try and pose in different angles to look slimmer. I wish I could find it. I couldn't find it because I looked on Google for ages for this picture. You just got to take my word for it. I'm sure some people might remember it. In 2016, before the build-up to the fight with Joseph Parker, there was an image that was doing the rounds. I think it was on Facebook. And Twitter. And it was Andy Ruiz, and he was kind of stretching to touch his toes. And honestly, he looked like that. He looked like a cruiserweight. Now, I don't know what he did or what he was wearing to get himself looking, but he literally looked like I looked at that and I thought, oh my God, is he actually going to be weight drained in there against Parker because he looks so thin? Is he even going to be a heavyweight because he looks so slim? It looked incredible, and it was literally like he had his hand right on his shoe, and looked like that. He gets in the ring against Joseph Parker, and he was weighing I think he was even heavier, slightly heavier than he was the last time he fought. Forgetting against who, but it looked no different. So obviously that was the first time I really noticed Andy Ruiz kind of messing around with pictures to make himself look a bit slimmer. I don't know whether he does that to get into his opponent's head, to make the opponent think, oh, I'm dealing with a much leaner guy and I'm going to be in trouble. I don't know. But after the Parker fight, funny enough, he was out of the ring for about a year. He made a comeback in 2018 against Devin Vargas. He knocked him out in the round. But in the lead up to that fight, Ruiz was saying, yeah, I've lost a lot of weight, I'm slimmer. And he was taking a picture. I remember this, kind of from the side. So it almost looked like, he was slimmer, and then he was actually, I think, heavier than he was against Parker, against Devin Vargas. So, make no mistake about it, we've seen Andy Ruiz do this on a number of occasions. Be in pictures where he's had the camera in such an angle, or, God only knows what he's done to some of these pictures, but definitely, it says to me that maybe two things. One, he's maybe trying to get inside his opponent's head. I think more, obviously with a comeback opponent, probably not, but sometimes with the AJ one, maybe, and definitely with the Parker one, maybe they think, oh, I'm dealing with a guy who's going to be slimmer, I might be in trouble here, he might be faster of foot as well as hand. But I think with some cases, it is a bit of, look, I'm just speaking, I could be wrong, but I think there may be a bit of insecurity there. Because why are you taking it in a different angle? Why are you taking an angle to make it look like you're, a little bit slimmer, in angles where we can't see the full thing? That would be like, it's almost like saying, maybe this is a poor analogy, but it's be like saying, look how much weight I've lost, You know, standing on a scale. Like, actually, remember, this is a good example. Eubank Jr. in the build up to the George Groves fight, I think it was, where he stood on the weighing scale. I think it was after a workout, you know, and he was like under super middleweight limit, you know, and obviously that's kind of done after a workout and stuff like that, just to kind of fool your opponent and stuff like that. So I think a lot of that goes on. I think a lot of that is going on with Andy Ruiz as well. I suspect Andy Ruiz is someone I suspect has always been overweight. Some people will tell you that when you have been overweight for a prolonged period of time, i.e., 20 plus years, your body doesn't really know. Your body doesn't know what it's like to be in good shape. You know, there's been times where like I've been training really hard, I've been in good shape, and then for whatever reason I've just not been able to. Like, I've never been like grossly out of shape or anything like that, but like, I know myself, if I am a little bit heavier than I should be, I'd be like, I can get that off fairly quickly. Because I know what my body is like to be in really good shape. For someone like Andy Ruiz, it's not like that. So for him, it must be, I'd say for him actually, seeing himself, maybe 10 pounds, 15 pounds lighter, must be like, oh, it's gone from somewhere, sort of way, because I'm sure he's been like that his whole life. Andy Ruiz in the comeback, they've been talking about Chris Arreola. I like that fight, not as in, like, I think it's going to be, a bar burner or anything like that. But I think it's, for a comeback opponent, very little risk. Areola's seen better days. But at least he's not fighting, an absolute, cab driver or someone like that. Areola, in his day, was alright. He's been past his best for a few years now. But his day, he was alright. He wasn't terrible. That's his comeback opponent. Areola's with PBC as well. So that'll be his comeback. I'm interested to see how Andy Ruiz looks. I'm interested to see how much he's going to be weighing on the comeback trail. That's one thing I'll be interested in. But him with Eddie Reynoso, I really am looking, because I rate Eddie Reynoso so highly as a trainer. I think he's very good. So for me, I really want to see what he looks like with Eddie Reynoso. I really do. I want to see what he looks like under Eddie Reynoso. I want to see, are there any improvements there defensively? Because Eddie Reynoso, his fighters tend to be, Oscar Valdez has had some lapses, but they do tend to be quite good defensively. There's obviously always going to be a few lapses there, but he does tend to teach defense to his fighters. Being in that gym with guys like Canelo, with a young up and comer like Ryan Garcia, with a 2-weight world champion now in Oscar Valdez, it's definitely gonna, and I think Frank Sanchez, is he with Eddie Reynoso? I know he's in Team Canelo. But even other guys like Julio Cesar Martinez, guys like that is gonna bring out. If that doesn't motivate you and bring out something in you, I don't know what will. The need to really, go that extra 10%. If that doesn't instill it, if that doesn't drive you, then I really don't know what will. So I'm looking forward to seeing it, because I think Ruiz is dangerous still. I think he's a very good fighter, and I think that Ruiz, if he's got a bit better defense, if he's quicker of foot, you're dealing with a big problem in here in the heavyweight division. Because you're dealing with a guy who can counter punch very well on the front foot, who's got very fast hands, very respectable punching power. It's fast, and if he's got quick feet, because Andy Ruiz's big problem is he's always had slow feet. You can outbox Andy Ruiz because he can't close the range down quick enough. If he close the range down quick enough and get inside, you're dealing with a big problem here. Big problem. So I'm looking forward to seeing how Ruiz comes back. You people can say, like, you've been knocking a bit in this video. I've only been speaking what I can see. I've only been speaking from what I've seen in the past, and he has taken pictures of him in different angles to make himself look thinner. He has done that, right? So I'm only speaking from what I've seen in the past. I like Andy Ruiz. I like watching him fight, so I'm hoping that we are going to see the best Andy Ruiz moving forward with Eddie Reynoso. So I'll leave it here. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. You like me thinking those pictures of him in that angle, yeah, it looks grand, have you the side by side. But do you think that Andy Ruiz, it's just him kind of maybe, trying to, take in different angles to maybe not show the full beans? Let me know in the comment section. Hope you enjoyed the video. Gonna end it here. It's like my 50th time. I am tired, lads. I am tired. I've been recording since this morning, so I am tired. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the like button. Subscribe, of course, if you're new. If you like the content, #GMansRocks, all that good stuff, lads. I'll talk to you. Peace.